FHA SFR Appraising Handbook 4000.1, page 202. Field. Analysis of prior sales or transfers of subject and comparable properties. Protocol. Report the dates of prior sales or transfers of the subject that occurred within 3 years of the effective date of the appraisal. Report the dates of prior sales or transfers of each comparable that occurred within 3 years of the effective date of the appraisal. FHA specific requirement. Report prior transfers regardless of conveyance type or consideration amount. If the prior transfer or offering is not relevant to the current transaction or offering, explain why. For new construction, include any prior transfers of the land as vacant. If the properties are located in a non-disclosure state, the appraiser is responsible for reporting the information that is reasonably obtainable. Report the analysis of prior sale or transfer history of the subject and comparable properties. The appraiser must evaluate the relevancy of prior transfers to the current sale or offering of the comparable. The appraiser must describe the difference between recent transfers versus the current sale or offering and the effect on the appraisal problem. The appraiser must provide an analysis of the prior sale or transfer history of the subject property and comparable properties in the report. Simply reporting a transaction is not a sufficient analysis or explanation to the reader. FHA recognizes the limitations of form reports and the UAD format. If multiple prior transactions exist for the same property within 3 years prior to the effective date of the appraisal, the appraiser must analyze and report those prior transactions. Field. Data sources. Protocol. Enter the data sources used for sales and transfer information. 2 sources are recommended for researching prior sales and transfers. Local MLS and local public records at a minimum. Be familiar with the data sources, for instance, how the data is gathered and how often it is updated. What is the publication date of the data, and what is the effective date of the data? Report the results of the research and analysis of the prior sale or transfer history of the subject property and comparable sales. Report additional prior sales in the additional comments section or in an addendum. 10. Sales comparison approach section. The appraiser is required to report the number of comparable properties currently offered for sale as of the effective date of the appraisal, and the number of comparable sales in the subject neighborhood within 12 months of the effective date of the appraisal in page 203. This section, unlike the neighborhood price data, which includes all sales, this section focuses only on those properties that are comparable to the subject, not the universe of sales. If there was difficulty in locating comparable properties, for example, the subject is a high-rise and it is the only sale within the project in the past 12 months, and one or more of the comparable properties was a mid-rise or garden style, then the purposes of this section, all such properties in the subject's neighborhood are to be treated as comparable and counted. Refer to the comparable sales section in 4000.1 FHA Single Family Housing Policy Handbook. A. Comparable data pool. The following table provides instruction for completing the sales and listing portion of the sales comparison approach section of the report form. Field. Comparable properties offered for sale. Protocol. Enter the number of comparable properties currently offered for sale, including those under contract within the subject neighborhood together with the price range. Field. Comparable sales. Protocol. Enter the number of comparable sales that occurred within the 12-month period preceding the effective date of the appraisal and within the subject neighborhood together with the price range. Field. Number of comparable listings. Protocol. Comparable listings research count. Field. Comparable listings price range low. Protocol. Comparable listings price range low amount. Field. Comparable listings price range high. Protocol. Comparable listings price range high amount. Field. Number of comparable sales. Protocol. Comparable sales research count. Field. Comparable sale price range low. Protocol. Comparable sales price range low amount. Field. Comparable sales price range high. Protocol. Comparable sales price range high amount.